Valdaric's empire had conquered 17 star systems in less than a decade. Their biomechanical warships, impervious to conventional weapons, cut through defense fleets like scythes through wheat. Their warriors, encased in self-healing exoskeletons, had never known defeat. Invincible was the word that followed them across the galaxy. Commander Tarek Ossian watched from the bridge of the EFS Defiant as the Valdaric's flagship emerged from hyperspace, its massive hull gleaming with the distinctive, purple-black sheen of living metal. The ship was twice the size of any vessel humanity had ever constructed. "Status report," Ossian demanded, his weathered face illuminated by the red alert lighting. Lieutenant Brixa Kaval, her fingers dancing across the tactical display, looked up with grim determination. "6 Valdaric's capital ships, Commander. They're deploying combat drones." Ossian nodded, his steel-gray eyes reflecting the holographic battle map. Earth had known this day would come. For 3 years, the Terran Defense Coalition had prepared in secret, studying every Valdaric's encounter, every weakness, every habit. "Initiate Operation Thunderstrike," he ordered. Across the Sol system, hidden stations activated. The trap was set. Admiral Vitrox of the Valdaric's forces smiled, if the movement of facial muscles under his translucent exoskeleton could be called such. Primitive humans with their fragile ships would fall like all the others. The conquest would be swift. "Their defensive formation is laughable," he commented to his second-in-command, Warmaster Krenz. "They cluster their forces at the orbit of their 4th planet." Krenz, more cautious than his superior, studied the tactical display. "Something is unusual, Admiral. Their deployment doesn't match historical patterns." "Irrelevant. They've had no time to develop new strategies." Commence the standard approach. The Valdaric's fleet advanced, their formation an arrow aimed at the heart of humanity's home system. They expected the usual panicked retreat, followed by futile resistance. Instead, they encountered Operation Thunderstrike. From concealed bases, on Mars and the asteroid belt, Earth's newest weapons sprang to life. The pulse disruptors designed specifically to target the neural networks of the Valdaric's living metal. Ossian had personally overseen their development after a desperate scientist named Falorn Retek had discovered the flaw in the Valdaric's biomechanical systems. "Disruptors at full capacity," reported Koval, targeting their flagship. "Fire," ordered. Ossian. Invisible waves of energy washed over the lead Valdaric's vessel. For a moment, nothing happened. Then the living metal began to tremble, losing cohesion as its neural pathways were scrambled. Simultaneously, from Earth's moon launched the Phantom Squadron, 40 stealth fighters piloted by the elite of humanity's warriors. Colonel Daxia, Reeve led the formation, her neural implants connecting directly to her craft's systems. "Phantom Squadron, execute attack pattern Omega," she commanded. "Target their weapon nodes." The fighters, nearly invisible to Valdaric sensors thanks to metamaterial cloaking, streaked toward the disoriented alien ships. Admiral Vitrox's command console erupted in alerts as systems throughout his flagship began failing. "Impossible," he roared. "Nothing can penetrate our defenses." Warmaster Krenz frantically tried to reroute power. "Admiral, we're detecting small craft approaching. They're using some kind of stealth technology we haven't encountered before." The Y. Phantom Squadron struck with surgical precision, their specialized munitions, developed by weapons engineer Jovan Korax, bypassing the weakened living metal armor and detonating within the ship's critical systems. For the first time in their history of conquest, the Valdaric's felt fear. The battle above Earth raged for 6 hours. The Valdaric's, despite their confusion and mounting losses, fought with desperate ferocity. 3 Earth vessels were destroyed, and 2 Phantom fighters were lost with their pilots. Ossian gripped the command rail as the Defiant shuddered under enemy fire. "Status of the flagship? Their propulsion is compromised," Koval reported, "but they're adapting to the disruptor frequencies." This was expected. The Valdaric's technology evolved during combat, another reason for their undefeated streak, but humanity had prepared for this too. "Initiate Phase 2, Ossian ordered. From Earth's surface launch the second wave. the Terran Special Combat Division, led by Major Lyrix Tamar. Only 200 soldiers, but each was equipped with the revolutionary adaptive combat suits designed to counter Valdaric's technology. Aboard the Valdaric's flagship, Admiral Vitrox prepared for the unthinkable retreat. Half his fleet was crippled, their living metal hulls struggling to regenerate against the mysterious Earth weapons. We must withdraw and analyze their technology, he decided. But before the order could be executed, the ship's sensors detected the boarding parties breaching their hull. "Impossible," Krenz exclaimed. "No species can survive our internal defenses." Major Tamar led her squad through the alien corridors, their suits shifting configuration to neutralize the ship's atmospheric attacks. Each soldier moved with practiced precision, the result of thousands of hours of training in simulated Valdaric's environments. "Remember your training," Tamar's voice echoed through the tactical network. "Target their central neural cluster." The Valdaric's warriors, caught off guard by enemies inside their supposedly impenetrable vessel, fell one by one to the Terran forces. Their exoskeletons, designed to heal from conventional weapons, provided little protection against the specially calibrated plasma weapons developed by Earth's United Research Divisions. On the bridge of the EFS Defiant, Ossian watched as the EDU tactical display showed Tamar's forces penetrating deeper into the enemy flagship. "They've reached the command center," Koval reported, her voice tight with tension. Admiral Vitrox faced the human invaders directly, his body's defensive mechanisms activating to their fullest extent. "You cannot defeat the Valdarics. We are eternal. We are—" Major Tamar's plasma lance pierced his neural cluster, ending both his speech and the myth of Valdaric's invincibility. The remnants of the alien fleet, witnessing their flagship's surrender, broke formation and fled the Sol system. 3 days later, Commander Ossian stood before the United Earth Council, delivering his report alongside Major Tamar and Colonel Reeve. "The Valdarics have retreated beyond the Orion Arm," he concluded. "Intelligence suggests they're regrouping, but this defeat has shattered their aura of invincibility. 7 other systems have already risen in rebellion against their rule." "Council," President Navari nodded gravely. "And what of the captured Valdaric's technology?" Engineer Korak stepped forward. "We've already begun reverse engineering their propulsion systems. Within a year, we'll have integrated it with our own technology. Then, humanity will no longer just defend," Ossian stated firmly. "We will liberate the conquered systems and establish a coalition of free worlds." As the council chamber erupted in approving murmurs, Tamar exchanged glances with her fellow warriors. The Valdarics had thought themselves invincible until they encountered Earth's finest, and this was only the beginning of humanity's emergence onto the galactic stage. The once invincible Valdaric's empire had made a fatal error. They had underestimated the determination, ingenuity, and courage of the human species. It was a mistake the galaxy would never make again.